People want to have something to fight against. Most people, you've heard the concept of matchers and mismatchers?
No.
So matchers are people that you and I are more of a matcher, like at least with each other, right? So I'll be like, hey man, let's go do this. You'd be like, all right, cool, right? Whereas a mismatcher will be like, hey, let's go do this. They'd be like, well, I don't know if we should. So it's the opposite. They'll always play devil's advocate. They'll always find the reason not to. They'll always find the antithesis. And so with those people, that's why most people are mismatchers, right? And the reason is because they've been fucked over by everything else from their point of view in their entire life, that everything's bad, and they're trying to avoid it and come up with reasons why everything's bad. Right. And so when you remind them essentially of something that they're dealing with that is a pain, they'll want to be like, oh, it's not a pain. Right. And that's why when you ask a question like, well, sounds like everything's going all right, they'll be like, no.
Yeah.
Right. Versus if it sounds like it's pretty bad, they'd be like, no, it's actually pretty good. Right. Yeah. And so all of these little tools, so going back to like the solving of the spouse thing is like, once you can get people on the same page, now you're mismatching against the same thing. Yeah. Right. And so now you're fighting the same beast that isn't each other. Right. Right. And so the faster that you can let the other person know, like, we both want the same thing. We're fighting the same battle against the same common enemy. Yeah. And now it's like an in crowd, out crowd, us versus them in a little micro environment of two people versus this enemy over here that we've identified called fat, or called procrastination, or called brokenness. Right. Yeah. We're now fighting together against brokenness, and you have a fellow warrior with you. Yeah. And that's why I changed a lot of the even the internal dialect within our organization. Like, we don't refer to ourselves guys as killers or nothing like that, because I don't want them to think like they're going to war against the prospect. Well, you can still be killers, just against killing what? Yeah. Right? But I'm, you're right. But the terminology, I think, it can be misconstrued. And I think about, listen, man, our job is to help them get what they got on the call for. Yep. That's it. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And you're on the same page, right? With them. What you said is spot on. It's a collaborative experience. You're just helping them figure it out. Yep. Right. You're more of a therapist than anything 100%. Else. Because what does a therapist do? It helps you like navigate your emotions. Well, they try. Change. Yeah. Right. And that's what we're doing. You really got to be skillful at changing other people's emotions